Yesterday, you tied this notion of an early test to the new president with this notion of preconditions that you both have been hammering the Obama campaign on. First of all, what in your mind is a precondition?
You have to have some diplomatic strategy going into a meeting with someone like Ahmadinejad or Kim Jung Il, one of these dictators that would seek to destroy America or her allies. It is so naive and so dangerous for a presidential candidate to just proclaim that they would be willing to sit down with a leader like Ahmadinejad and just talk about the problems, the issues that are facing them. So that's some ill-preparedness right there. But following up with your comment about Biden also, when Biden, what he had done the other night to his Democrat donors and talking to them in a fundraiser, warning them, saying, mark my word, there will be an international crisis if Barack Obama is elected. He was confirming what he had been saying all along in the primary race. He had warned voters that Barack was not prepared yet to be president, and that the presidency is not a place for on-the-job training. So there was confirmation that in the comments that he made. When
he says the new president will be tested, though, I'm missing how that's different from Senator Lieberman saying, quote, our enemies will test the new president early.
Look, I don't know when Joe Lieberman said that, but Joe Lieberman is supporting me. The main reason probably is because he thinks America is going to be safer and more secure with me as president. Otherwise, he wouldn't have crossed party lines and come over almost unprecedented and support my candidacy. So I don't know exactly what Joe Lieberman was saying, but I know that Joe Lieberman is convinced that this country and this world will be a lot safer place with me president. If he thought there was some kind of equivalency, he probably would have stayed in his own party as far as which nominee he supported. But I want to go back again to Sarah's point, and that is that we now have a guarantee saying because he's young and untested. That's what part of Senator Biden's rant was. And that because he's young and untested, and then Senator Obama will probably do what the donors don't agree with. I mean, this is probably one of those moments in American political history that stands out. And I think the American people are going to pay attention.
I think it's the most telling comment that has been made yet on this campaign trail in all of these months. I think that has been the most significant comment. That's my personal opinion on this. But for Biden, too, to have been the one to say he would be so honored to run on a McCain ticket because he knew that that way, if Senator McCain is elected president, that our country would be better off. I think there's some significance there, too, in the comment made.
Let me ask you both about what must have been a hurtful Sunday for you, especially you, Senator McCain, Colin Powell's endorsement of Barack Obama. And Governor, respectfully, the heart of his quote about Governor Palin, Senator McCain, I don't believe she's ready to be president of the United States, which is the job of vice president. And so that raised some question in my mind as to the judgment that Senator McCain made. When you heard those words from a man you've known for a long time, what was your reaction? Saying basically we have little to judge these future leaders on except for the big decision of picking a running mate.
Well, I know that if General Powell had wanted to meet Governor Palin, we could have arranged that easily, number one. But number two is, then obviously General Powell does not know Governor Palin's record. Reform. Governor, 24,000 employees, I believe, of the state of Alaska. Negotiated a $40 billion natural gas pipeline by taking on the oil and gas interests. Took on the governor of her own party, who was an incumbent. Stood up against corruption, cut taxes, gave her constituents money back, shares my worldview, has, frankly, in all due respect, a son who's got his life on the line right now in defense of freedom. And that's not qualified? Tell me what is qualified. I am overjoyed to have a person who's a real reformer. What Americans want right now more than anything else, they want us to reform the way we do business in Washington, and they want our economy put back on track. Here's a proven record. And so all I can say is, I see all these attacks on Governor Palin. I don't live in a bubble. But those people obviously are either not paying attention to or don't care about the record of the most popular governor in the United States of America.
And look, let me interrupt for a second here too. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I do have more executive experience than Barack Obama even has, dealing with multi-billion-dollar budgets and thousands of employees in positions as mayor, as a manager, as a regulator of oil and gas, and then as governor. But let's not forget also in this context of one endorsement, Senator Colin Powell's, that you have received the endorsement of at least 4 former secretaries of state and hundreds,
five former secretaries
and
of state.
hundreds of retired top U.S. brass and U.S. military brass that see also in John McCain the ability to win the wars and to keep our nation safe. And, of course, those who are in more economic-minded also who are endorsing John McCain because they know, too, that he will get our economy back on track. He will reduce taxes on our small businesses and on our families so that we can keep more of what we produce and earn, so that we can hire more people as business owners. That's how jobs are created. That's how the economy gets rolling. And he's got that in him. He's got that in his plan, and that's recognized. So I'm appreciative of all the endorsements that you have received.
Henry Kissinger, George Shultz, Jim Baker, Larry Eagleburger, and Al Haig. All of those have been strong supporters of mine, plus 200 or more retired generals and admirals. I'm more proud of that.
Just part of our time with the two of them today. One note from part of that interview, the questioner at the rally who erroneously said Barack Obama's an Arab, my error, that happened in Minnesota, not Wisconsin. Tomorrow night on this broadcast, we will continue with much more of our interview with Senator McCain and Governor Palin, as we have a lot more ground to cover. As for Senator Obama, he met with his senior foreign policy team today and addressed that remark his running mate Joe Biden made last weekend that